long. And she did. I did broke Elsa. I got my money up and I told everyone, hey, I'm rich now. So
How rich? Hi everyone, I'm Isha Sesay, and I am thrilled to say I am on set with the one and only Elsa Majimbo. Elsa, thank you for sitting down with OkayAfrica.
thank you for having me.
you were so welcome. So, you burst onto the scene. Most people really were struck by you during the pandemic in 2020. That's when your comedy just brought so much joy to millions of people. I've been thinking as I've watched all of these videos about when you first realized that you were funny and had a gift. When was that?
I always thought I was funny. I didn't think it was a gift. I just thought I was funny for myself. And then everyone else started laughing with me. So I was like, oh, okay, this can be like an actual thing. And then I didn't make it an actual thing. And it just exploded into campaigns and flying to other places and recording other things. And yeah, now we're here.
So were you surprised though at the speed with which success came to you and the way your comedy was embraced? Was there any element of surprise?
Oh, very surprised. I mean, my brother used to say, you better take advantage of this moment. You're viral right now. You better. I mean, 4 years later, still going viral. So yeah, I didn't expect that at all. So just happy that it turned out the way it did.
Yeah. You talk about how you're flying to these different places and your life is dramatically different from where it started, at least what we saw of it. In your own words, what is life like day to day for Elsa Majimbo?
Relaxed. Very relaxed. Oh, money. The things I do require money, so money definitely.
And you're upfront about the money.
Oh yes, always.
Why is that? Because some people might say, even culturally, as Africans, there is maybe a tendency, or maybe people want us to be a little bit humbler or quieter about our wealth or accomplishments. You push back against that.
I worked so hard for everything I have, and I like to think I did it in a very morally upright way. And I always told people, love broke Elsa while you can. She's only gonna last here for so long. And she did. I did broke Elsa. I got my money up and I told everyone, hey, I'm rich now. So
How rich? How rich are you? You say this a lot, that you're rich. How rich are you, Elsa?
well, not rich enough to own a private island, but rich enough to live in Beverly Hills and have my own chauffeurs. So that kind of rich.
That is rich. That is rich. With that kind of wealth, which started from comedy, right? You have turned your hand to many things, got these brand partnerships, you're modeling now, you're rep by WME, IMG models. And I was struck that when I was trying to figure out how to introduce you, I was told that you wanted to be known as a model, not a comedian. So is there a pivot? This comedy that brought you to this place, have you?
Yeah, I think I got more and deeper into the fashion space. So I kind of not shifted out of being a comedian. It's just a phase in my life that happened and now it's done. And now I'm going more in front of fashion and the screen and acting, television shows, but I can't properly say I'm an actor until my first thing has probably come out. I actually just shot my first movie.
You did? Congratulations.
Yeah.
Can you tell us anything about it? Can you give OkayAfrica fans some little juicy tidbit?
I'm not sure what I can say, so I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
Yeah,
but when can we expect to see it?
It's coming out in September.
Okay.
So very soon, after the summer. I left that part of my life because I also realized in Hollywood, once you're a comedian, that's all they see you as, you know? I love Kevin Hart, but if Kevin Hart was to do something outside of comedy, I wouldn't be interested at all. So I just told myself I don't want to be put in that space. So I just slowly shifted myself out of that.
Okay. The comedy's to the side now. The fashion is center stage.
Yes.
The look has transformed, right? Is that part of a calculated move, or is this just a natural evolution of a girl becoming a young woman? Is there a strategy at play when we see you on the red carpet for the Bridgerton premiere in a dress, which, you know, people had opinions on, not all favorite.
Worst dressed. They called me worst dressed, yeah.
But is that strategic on your part? Are people, what's the thinking?
It's like a natural evolution. So I do what I feel is right and I let people react how they will. Kind of like I did with my comedy. I thought I was funny. I put it out there and people gave their opinion, which is fine. So I just do as I please. And if people have something to say about it, well and good. If no one has anything to say about it, well and good. I'm just living life.
Do the comments bother you?
Oh, no.
Truthfully, because I've been public facing for a long time in my career, and there are times when you get things that are hurtful and you brush them off, but are you telling me that none of it has gotten to you?
Not really, no. My life is fabulous. I have so many things to be grateful for. Why would what user 299780 say matter to me? I barely even look at my comments because I don't have the time. I have other things to do. I have my work to focus on. I have the people I love to focus on. I have parties to go to. I have lunches to go to. I have flights to catch. The comments you see online, that's just what they are, comments. And that's kind of that kind of back and forth. It also, in a position like mine, it's not a bad thing, you know. People like me rely on relevance, and it seems that everything I do keeps me relevant, so I'm not complaining.
So for you, you're of the mindset all attention is good attention.
If being myself rubs you the wrong way, that's not my problem, that's your problem. So you're still bringing traffic to my page, still bringing money into my bank account. How is that affecting me negatively?
All the money, the attention, the relevancy, what is it for? What to you, what is it? Does it carry a purpose beyond your own personal enjoyment or your own personal livelihood? What do you want to do with all of this attention and relevancy?
At the end of the day, I actually want to do a lot of things. I want to build schools for people. I want to take girls to school, especially. I want to make lives better. You know, I grew up in Africa and I now live in America. I used to travel a lot as a kid, but I didn't realize how different lives are until I actually lived in a space where life was so different. People in Africa have it so hard and so bad, and it's
so many people, but it's, you know,
so many people.
Yeah,
no, they're different, but I never grew around Congo, but being that close to Congo, I know what happens in Congo, you know, things like those. So I want to do things that would help change that, and I just try doing small things like diamonds. I vowed to myself one day that I would never wear diamonds because I wore them one day. And all I could think about is what's happening in Congo. I know what's happening. Why would I wear this? And I grew so close to that. So seeing that has really changed my perspective on things. And yeah, I want to get this money and I want to give it away. And I want to make people's lives better because my life was made better.
You know, obviously Africa, you know, it's different stories. There's not just one Africa, there are multiplicity of stories and experiences on the continent. When you talk about these things that you want to do with this relevancy, is it important to you that you are embraced by Africans? Talk to me about that, because you have a global fan base. How important is it that Africans themselves embrace you and value the things that you want to do? Does it mean anything in particular, or is it just another group of people?
It means the world. I think for me, number one, because Africans, more than anyone, Africans, they understand where I come from. They understand, you see, even like talking about that there's the Africa that suffers. I know that there's a great Africa. I've seen the other side of Africa. I've seen Africa that is able to do things to change people's lives. I've seen great men and women come from Africa, and every single one of them have the backing of Africans. The culture, the food, everything about Africa cannot be replicated, and that land is so special. That's why I think things need to change. Leadership needs to change. The way some of the mindsets need to change. Some of the way people are handled need to change. but it needs to come from Africans who have been there, and I'm an African who's been there, so their support and their love or their hate, however they feel about me, it means the world to me. They're actually number one at the top of my list before anyone else.
When I say Kenya to you, what comes to mind? What's the emotion or thought that comes to mind when I say Kenya?
Bullying.
That is not what I thought you'd say.
Bullying.
So that means pain.
Yeah. Kenyans bullied me a lot. They bullied me to a point where I moved out of the country. So yeah, it's just there's a lot to that I said about Kenya, that I have said about Kenya, things I've felt and things that I've meant. But I moved past that. You know, I've been living in the States now for 3 years. So I've been able to grow into my own and love my own space and build my own home elsewhere. I love Kenya. You know, I have people there that I love. I have places there that mean the world to me. But the Kenyan population in general haven't been the most supportive or the most loving. And I'm not going to lie about that just because I'm on a global stage now. It happened. I'm over it. It's just, yeah, now it's behind me and now it's time to move forward.
So it's interesting, as I watch you, as we have this conversation, the whole time we've spoken and been speaking, I have felt nothing but confidence and joy and determination. Only when we talked about Kenya did I see something shift in you. I could feel that. You have moved past it. I'm not going to disagree, but it still hurts. I can feel that. Am I wrong?
For sure it does still hurt. When you're glowing and you're growing, the one place you expect to get backing from is your home. That's why I appreciate Africa so much, and that's why Africa means the world to me. Africa embraced me, but Kenya didn't. You know, Kenya went out of their way to destroy me. I remember this one time, there was People's Choice Awards, and they were voting for the African talent for E-Peoples. And they literally ran campaigns to vote for other people so that I can lose. So just things like those, if people take it upon themselves, especially where you grew up from, if they take it upon themselves to literally destroy you, it hurts. But even in heart, you have to move forward. And that's exactly what I did. I moved forward.
What do you think people get wrong about you?
That I'm rude. I'm a nice person. I like to think I'm a nice person. I'm very morally upright. It's just I'm very outspoken. I always say how I feel. I'm very honest. I don't shy away. And because people hide a lot of the way they're feeling, they think just because I say it, I'm mean or rude. No, I'm just confident. I'm not afraid to be confident.
Elsa Majimbo, it's been a great pleasure speaking to you.
It's been a great pleasure.
Thank you.